Hi all, this is CA Manichandana, a qualified chartered accountant. I practice CA here at Bangalore, HMJ and Company Chartered Accountants. So I also teach law for CA Foundation and CA Intermediate students. So I'm very thrilled to announce our classes online. So the basic motive or basic intention behind starting online classes is to provide the best quality education to students across India. I've seen students face a lot of difficulty in CA exams, these professional examinations. The basic difficulty they face is that they don't know how to study. They do a lot of hard work, but they lack the guidance and the right direction and path to study. So we here at HM Commerce Education are trying to guide students and show them a path to succeed in their CA exams. So basically, as you all know, CA comes in 3 steps. So first is your CA foundation, next is your CA intermediate, IPCC or intermediate, and the last would be your CA final. So when we talk about CA foundation, so basically here at HM Commerce Education, right now we are coming up with CA foundation classes. And in the meantime, we will start off with CA Inter as well. And as of now, we are starting with CA Foundation, and my subject is business law. So, yeah, CA comes in 3 steps: CA Foundation, CA Inter, and CA Final. So, CA Foundation, when we talk about CA Foundation, the name itself suggests foundation. Foundation meaning you lay a foundation. Say, for example, if you have to build a, say, 50-storied building, the foundation needs to be strong. Yes or no? The same way, if you have to clear your CA examination or your CA course, your foundation should be very strong. So whatever the foundation you require, that is being given in this, that is the syllabus you basically have in your CA foundation. What do you have in CA foundation? As you all know, you have accounts, you have economics, you have law, and you have mathematics. Yes. So what is my subject here? It's business laws. Okay. So if I have to talk about the CA course, okay, ma'am, is it difficult? Ma'am, CA is very difficult. This is what I usually hear from students. Ma'am, when they usually start CA foundation, they come to me and they ask me, ma'am, CA course is very difficult, ma'am. Can we do it? Like we are very good. We have secured around 85% in my PU or second 12th standard or whatever, 85. We have scored distinction. But still, we hear people a lot from our friends that it is very difficult to clear CA examinations. Is it true, ma'am? Please guide us, or please tell us how to, take up this path. Is this right for us, or can we just do some BCom and do some MBA and just find a job? See, for any question a student asks me, what I answer them is, see, if you have to get something, you have to lose something. Yes or no? You agree with me? If you have to get something, you have to lose something. Lose something meaning you don't have to lose your hands, your legs and all. There is some kind of sacrifice you need to make. But is it difficult? No, it is not difficult. It is just that you have to sacrifice little amount of time. You have to give in, say for example, 3 to 4 years of your life to this particular course. Say for example, let's take a small example for you guys to understand. What is it? Say for example, you want to master this course, yes or no? See, chartered accountancy is just not a course. It is something which is in which you master. Yes, say chartered accountant. You're just not called an accountant. You're a chartered accountant. Say for example, let's consider a dancer. Okay, a normal dancer. See, even I can dance. You can dance. You can dance. Yes or no? You can dance. Even I can dance. But are we called masters? No, we are not called masters. We are not called choreographers. So if a person has to become a master in dance, he would have given his amount of hard work into it. You tell me how many hours he would have practiced to get those moves or do those moves and perfect in that or syncing with the song or whatever. You know how they know how much of effort they put to master in that particular field. In the same way, I cook, you cook. Yes, cooking, everyone, they know cooking. But are we called chefs? No. Who is a chef? Chef is a master in cooking. Yes or no? So, in order to call yourself a chef, or call whomever, in order to become a chef, you need to sacrifice a few things in life. You need to master it. You need to learn a lot. In the same way, you want to become an accountant. That's easy. Yeah, you go to a college, you go to a university, you get a degree. You yeah, obviously there is some struggle with that also. You need to study. You study, but that's easier, simpler way, and you call yourself a accountant. Now you want to call yourself a chartered accountant. Yes or no? That means you're a master. Master in what? Master in accounting. Not only accounting, you're a master at accounting, auditing, master of accounting, master of auditing, master of income tax, master of GST. Yes, people have any doubts in GST, people have any doubt in income tax. First they'll call Nam CA. Okay, our CA is there. He'll help us out. So why do people reach out to you? Because you are an expert at that particular subject. Okay, so this is something which I always tell my students, that is, when you want to become something, you have to lose something. But that is not something very difficult. You just have to sacrifice little amount of your time, and all those social media, you have to just stay focused on what you're doing, study, and obviously you will get the benefit. But the direction in which you have to go, that we are here to help you out. It's not that you keep studying, you will not pass again and again. Also, one more thing which I notice among students is that what happens is they have not seen failure. See, till 10th, it is one. See, first standard, second standard, till 10th standard, it just goes on. 10th standard, they'll take it up more seriously and they will study, they'll clear their exams. They never see, there is nothing called failure in their lives. Even in first PU, second PU, it's easier for them to, pass with a distinction or first class or whatever it is. They have not seen failure and they don't know how to accept failure. Yes or no? This is, and when you come to CA, all of a sudden the pass percentage is very less, and even though you put in the amount of hard work, you will not be able to. Maybe sometimes your results are not as expected, because of which students feel a bit, taken away, or very depressed about this. But there is always, don't consider that as a failure. That every failure is a learning. You learn from your failures. You learn from your failures, and finally, when you achieve, you will get the benefits of your hard work. Yes, so this is one thing which I just wanted to share with you all. And coming to CA Foundation, my subject, business laws. What is this business law, ma'am? Why law in? Ma'am, first of all, what is law, and why law in CA? So as of now, I told you, yes, you're called a chartered accountant. You master in accounts, you master in audit, you master in income tax, you master in, say, for example, GST, or etc., etc. But why law? Why law? Why should I study law? What am I? Am I doing LLB, or am I an advocate? I want to become an advocate? No. Yes, but why law? Probably this would be a question. And also, you students wouldn't have studied this subject throughout your years, whatever, till your 10th or till your first PU, second PU. Nothing. You wouldn't have even known that something called law existed. A subject like law existed. I don't think you will be even aware of it. But frankly speaking, law is something which say, for example, I am an Indian citizen. Yes, you all are Indian citizens. Yes or no? You all are Indian citizens. You need to know the law of your land. Law of your land meaning, what is that law of your land? Nothing. Whatever the land and rain. What is land? India. Yes, the laws in India you need to know. This is my feeling, because when you know law, it actually helps you a lot in dealing things. Okay, but when it comes to a chartered accountant, you need to know the basics of business and corporate laws. See, obviously they're not asking you to study criminal law, or family law and all. You're not being asked. Obviously, if you're an advocate or studying LLB, you have to know all of it. But when it comes to CA, the law which you have here is business laws. Business law meaning the law which is related to your running of the business. Also the corporate law, meaning the company's law. Okay, you need to have basic understanding of all of these. So for example, you become a chartered accountant. Next, after 3-4 years, you become a qualified chartered accountant. You also have an office, doom dam office. You will sit in your cabin, and then you want to, you're ready for the clients. Okay, say for example, a client comes to your office and he says he wants to start a business, some business. Say for example, he wants to start some jewelry business or any kind of business. Okay, so he comes to you and he asks you, see, I want to start a business, so and so business. I want your suggestion. You please help me. Obviously, no. Anyone who wants to start a business, what do they think? Okay, fine. I feel like okay, we have thought we have a plan. We need to start a business. Whom do you approach? Say, for example, you have a stomach ache or headache. Whom do you ask? You call a doctor. You call a doctor. Yes or no? You have a family issue. You have some fight or something. Whom do you call? You call a lawyer. Yes or no? You have something, you have a plan about starting a business. Whom will you call? You'll call a CA. Okay, now example, say for example, you have cleared your chartered accountancy, say everything, you have an office, and your client calls you up or he comes to your office and he asks you that he wants to start a business. And now he is asking you, I want to set up a company. Say for example, he wants to set up a company. And say, imagine you have not studied Companies Act. You don't know. You foundation, even in your CA foundation, even in your CA inter, there is nothing called law. Okay, now what will you do? What will you do? Imagine, just imagine. See, why am I telling you this is because you have to understand why are you studying this subject. It's very easy for me to start off, okay, today we'll start with Indian Contract Act, tomorrow we'll start with Indian Contract Act. Companies Act, Contract Act, Partnership Act, I can finish it off. But no, I want my students to know why they are studying this subject. Yes or no? Also, when they come, when a client comes to you, you have to give them the basic knowledge of the business laws, probably Payment of Gratuity Act, Payment of Bonus Act, how much bonus, if you have so and so employees, what is the minimum requirement, okay, how much, what is the bonus you have to pay, or say for example, what kind of establishment you want to start, say for example, a partnership firm or a company, or what suits the client's the client's business, what kind of an organization suits your client, and the basic legal requirements which the client has to follow in order to set up his business. So I think I am clear with why you have to study law in your CA foundation or a CA course. Also, if I have to tell you students, your income tax and GST, whatever you're going to study, those are also laws. Yes, you get my point. Income tax, whatever you study, it is a law. Income Tax Act 1961, GST Act 2017. Yes, so even these are derived, I mean, whatever you're studying, these are nothing but acts or laws. Getting my point? Yes, okay. So fine, this is some basic thing which I wanted to talk to you all. And one more important thing which I want to share with you all is that in our classes, in our institution, 100 there'll be 100% English lectures. Uh, See, basically, what I personally feel is that when you are giving your exams in English, when you're studying in English, I want you to learn also in the language which you give in the examination. See, it's very uh, harsh to tell that you study in your say for example in your own language, say for example, could be anything, could be Kannada, could be Telugu, could be Hindi, could be whatever it is. You study in a different language, you learn in a different language, and you try to reproduce it in English. That's not that's not at least for a subject like law. I want students to study, learn, think and reproduce in the language which they write in the examination. Yes, clear. I'm not telling you you will not pass, you will not it's very difficult for you to pass if you learn in your language and write it in English. No, I'm not telling you, but for sure 100% there is a difference if you think and if you reproduce the same in your in the language which you write in the examination. Yes, clear. Also, for a subject like law, I have seen a lot of people, what a lot of students, what they do is they try to learn in the language which they are comfortable with, and they try to just they're trying to just change those words into English, and they'll write, because of which they will lose their marks. They'll just translate. They'll learn in Kannada. Say, for example, my mother tongue is Kannada or Telugu, for example. I will learn in Telugu, and then I'll just translate it into English, and I'll write down my answers. Do you think people will accept? Do you think the examiners are going to accept your answers, and that too for a subject like law? No, they are not going to. Yes, you need to use law language. There is something. See, I don't tell you can't use simple English to write your answer papers. No, I'm not. You can, but but there are certain specific things which you have to follow. There are certain words which you have to use, and you just can't translate and give your answer. Yes, I can know when I see the answer papers which my students give it to me. I I always tell them, please learn in English and then write your answers also in English. So this is one thing which I wanted to share with you all. And okay, now coming to our subject, okay, that is business laws. Yes, I am sure you're aware of the name of the subject, that is business law. This is paper 2. I'll just make a note of it so that you can. So this is paper 2. Paper 2, business laws. Yes, this will be for 100 marks. So 1 second. The paper is going to be for, yeah, there's some issue with the pen. Anyways, business law, and this is going to be for 100 marks, and it will be a subjective paper. See, previous attempts, they had 60 marks business laws, and 40 marks they had BCR. Okay, but now your entire syllabus is only laws, business laws, that is 400 marks. And here you have Indian Contract Act. I don't know why this is not working. Just a moment. So your first chapter will be Indian Regulatory Framework. Indian Regulatory Framework. And Indian Contract Act. Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay, Indian Contract Act. So I just want to talk a little about this particular act. See, Indian Contract Act covers almost, say, around 50% of your study material or syllabus. Also, similarly, it has around 50% of weightage in your paper as well. So you need to understand how much of importance you need to give to this particular chapter or this particular act. Okay, so Indian Contract Act almost forms 50% of your material. I mean, whatever the study material you're going to study, also 50% of your marks in the paper are allotted to this particular act. It's a very important act. I think you all know about this, but still. Okay, next comes Indian Partnership Act. Why is it not writing? India Partnership Act 1932. Then sale. Okay, let me wait. First, let me write Indian Partnership Act here. Indian Partnership Act 1932. Okay, and the Sale of Goods Act, Sale of Goods Act 1930. Then your Companies Act, yes, 2013. Then comes your LLP Act, that is the Limited Liability Partnership Act. Yes, Partnership Act. This is 2008. Okay, and there is one more which has been added, that is the Negotiable Instruments Act. The Negotiable Instruments Act 1881. Okay. So, as I told you, Indian Contract Act will form 50% of your syllabus, and then the rest all. Also, we have two modules. I just want to share. I just want to show you our book. I'll just show you a sample of the book which we are going to, or our resource material which we are going to use for our studies. Um, Basically, this has been designed with lot of care and hard work. If you can see, I think you will know the amount of hard work we have put in to compile this material. This has taken a lot of efforts, and a lot of time has been put into this particular material. One second. Yeah, I just want to show you a sample. Also, you will be receiving two modules. The first module will contain the Indian Regulatory Framework and the Indian Contract Act, and the second module will contain the rest of the chapters. So I just want to show you the, yeah. So this is just one unit, I think unit 3 of Indian Contract Act, just a sample material for you all to go just see. Okay. And this material, we have not deviated anything from the study material of the institute. It's just that we have made our efforts to simplify the material, and we have tried to make it more colorful, and pictures where and all are required. The examples are being explained in a better manner, so that our students make, always a picture memory is better than a normal memory. You always have, when you think something in a kind of a picture memory is always better for a student. Yes, you just can see how it is, prepared, compiled. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's about the book. And coming to, yeah, coming to our thing. One second. Okay. So what were we talking? We were just discussing the syllabus. Syllabus here we have Indian Regulatory Framework. We do have Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, Indian Partnership Act, Companies Act, Limited Liability Partnership Act, and then finally you have the Negotiable Instruments Act. Okay, so this will be our syllabus, and we will be covering this in due course of time.